Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NHK reports that Nickolay Mladenov, the High Representative for Gaza of the Board of Peace, has announced that the board will continue engaging in discussions with both Israel and Hamas to further the peace plan for the enclave. A U.S.-led ceasefire agreement, implemented last October, has been marred by persistent sporadic attacks from Israeli forces, resulting in over 850 fatalities, as reported by Gaza health authorities. Mladenov, a former UN Middle East peace envoy, acknowledged that the ceasefire is far from perfect given these violations and restrictions on aid. He confirmed ongoing talks with Israel regarding the full implementation of the agreement's requirements. Furthermore, Mladenov emphasized the necessity for Hamas to disarm and stated that the board would pursue discussions with the group to achieve this objective. The peace plan calls for Hamas's disarmament and an Israeli military withdrawal from Gaza, but no significant progress has been made on either front. NBC News reports that Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te emphasized that state visits are a basic right for any country, following his return from a 3-day trip to the African kingdom of Eswatini. According to the Taiwanese government, China had initially attempted to obstruct this visit by pressuring 3 countries to revoke flight permits, thereby denying Lai transit through their airspace. While China did not confirm these specific actions, it acknowledged and thanked countries for adhering to its One China principle. Undeterred, President Lai rescheduled and successfully completed his visit to Eswatini, where discussions focused on strengthening economic, agricultural, cultural, and educational ties. Upon his return, he highlighted that the trip, despite the obstruction attempts, showcased the Taiwanese public's determination and will to be a part of the world. China considers self-ruled Taiwan its own territory, to be unified by force if necessary, and actively works to restrict countries with which it has diplomatic relations from maintaining formal ties with Taipei. Employing economic incentives and other pressures, Taiwan continues to face escalating pressure, including daily military maneuvers by China and diplomatic isolation efforts, such as the recent cancellation of a human rights conference in Zambia due to Chinese pressure to exclude Taiwanese activists. Lai concluded by stating that a country's true power lies not in forcing others into submission, but in fostering prosperity for all. NPR reports that as U.S. and Chinese leaders hold crucial meetings this week, the world's attention is fixed on their discussions. Among those keenly observing are the residents of Thitu Island, a strategically important landmass located in the hotly disputed South China Sea. This area is referred to by the Philippines as the West Philippine Sea, underscoring the sovereignty claims involved. For the islanders, the stakes are profoundly personal, as the outcomes of these high-level talks between the two global powers could directly impact their daily lives, security, and the future status of their home within the contentious maritime region. According to the Asahi Shimbun, the Ukrainian Air Force reported on May 13th that the Russian military launched a total of 753 drones between 8 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. This scale of attack during daylight hours is highly unusual. The report highlights that a ceasefire period, mediated by U.S. President Trump, was observed from May 9th to 11th, yet the conflict shows no signs of ending. Of the 753 drones, which included decoy aircraft, 710, 94%, were reportedly shot down or failed to reach their intended targets. The primary targets were in western Ukraine, with some drones even traversing Belarusian and Moldovan airspace. Air raid sirens blared across Ukraine for extended periods. The Kyiv Independent stated that at least 14 people were killed and over 80 injured in the attacks. President Zelensky condemned the incident as one of the largest massive attacks, accusing Russia of deliberately targeting areas near NATO borders to overwhelm Ukrainian air defense systems and inflict maximum suffering. He reiterated his call for increased pressure on Russia. The UN Ukraine Human Rights Monitoring Mission also noted that civilian casualties from January to April this year were the worst in 3 years, with 815 killed and 4,194 injured, and that civilian harm continues to escalate into May, citing an attack on a World Food Program truck on May 12th. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.